Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot and today I'm going to swatch and give you my first impressions of my brand new Derwent Inktense pencils. I'm so excited. Alright, so we've got our pencils. I've actually already put them on the paper. All we have to do is activate them. I put them on the paper just in the order that they are in the case, which seems like pretty good order actually. So they're there. This outliner, I don't know, that does not seem like that seems more like a pencil. I'm not sure what the outliner is. We'll find out. I'll wet it. We'll see what happens. So yeah, so those are my new ones. I've sharpened them. I got all the gunky stuff off of them. And so we are going to swatch these today. All right, so I'm just gonna put these over here. I've got my water. I've got, oh, sorry, I'm in the kitchen. This is my sugar-free chocolate for sustenance. I don't know, it's just sitting on the counter. I may have to have that. It's staring at me now. I've got my water. I've got my brush and a little cloth to wipe it on. Let's get it wet. All right, and we're going to wet our Inktense and see what happens. Although before we do that, I'm going to zoom you in a little closer here. Tilt the camera. I've got to turn off. I don't want to cast any weird shadows. I'm going to test it on my Satin Glazing liquid test page, because I suspect that on top of the Satin Glazing liquid test page, it is not going to be permanent. It's going to lift more like the watercolor lifts. Even after the watercolor's been sitting there a long time, it still lifts. You're not in far enough, are you? Let's get you in closer. All right. Yeah, so the watercolor, that's watercolor there. Right here, we have my Ohuhu water-based markers. Let's see if they lift. No, not so much. Not as much as the watercolor. So yeah, those are Ohuhu water-based markers. All right, so let's wet the Inktense. It moves a lot better than it did when I did my little sheet when I was showing my hauls. So clean my brush. Let's do the violet. We're gonna let these dry while I do the other things. They don't feel like they're soaking into the page, and you can see it's pooling there a little bit on the mauve. So we'll see how it dries, and we'll see if when we're done, if I can do like I do with the watercolor and lift it. Because they're supposed to be permanent, but you don't know if things are permanent on top of the Satin Glazing liquid. Like the Ohuhu water-based marker seems a bit more permanent than, say, watercolor paint. But I mean, it's still not. It did lift a little bit. You'd have to work at that. All right, so let's get our Inktenses out. Let's see how they go. I only colored half. I wanted to see how they pulled across. And this is just printer paper. These two colors look very similar. There's hardly a difference. Slight at best. So it does seem like you have a little bit of work time. By little, I mean little. And then it's kind of stuck there. This is basically the equivalent of Amazon paper, what I'm working on here. It's just printer paper. Sorry, I will try to stay in frame for you. Okay. I do have those water brushes. I don't really like this new technology of the water brushes. I can't really get used to those. I don't do my best work with those. Apparently I'm a dinosaur. They are very satisfying to, they do move well, even on the printer paper. And the printer paper doesn't seem to be, I'm going fast and using very little water. Doesn't seem to be peeling too badly. I imagine you couldn't do this a lot, though. You gotta be quick about it. They dissolve really well. I imagine the results must be even more stunning on maybe proper watercolor paper. I wasn't really sure how much to put down. I don't know if I was too aggressive or not enough, or not aggressive enough with my lay down. They sure are bright. So I'm just going to do this and then we'll assess the 32 set. See how well rounded it is. Sometimes I get a little too much water, sometimes not enough water on the brush. So that's where you may see that it's not quite blending as well as it should. It's probably user error. I really like this apple green. This felt green feels a little more like it doesn't seem like it blends as smoothly as some of the others. Okay, let's see here. I imagine just like all things, there are some that blend better than others, just like in our pencils and stuff like that. I was a little messy with that one. Oh, this bark is a nice color. It's like a purpley black or a really dark purple. I like it. It's got purple undertones, red undertones, I guess. Yes, the Indian ink is true to color. It looks exactly like the Indian ink you buy in the bottle. Charcoal gray has a greenish, bluish undertone to it. Oops, sorry. And ink black is the blackest. I guess we could say the Indian ink has a brownish undertone. I got the white here. You're not going to be able to see that. I can't even see it. I don't know if I even have enough. And I haven't experimented yet, but can you use the white to light? This is the outliner. I feel like that's not a color. It's just, I don't know what it is. It seems like it's just a pencil. If you know, put it in the comments. I'll have to Google that later. And then I want to see how it blends here, so we'll see what we can do. I feel like it's best probably to start with the light and go to the darker. Yes, definitely. Ooh, that could be messy. Certainly a lot easier than colored pencil. A lot less hard on the hand. And I had a little time to go back and blend to get, I like those nice smooth blends. I don't like them to be choppy. So that was I even in camera? I hope I was. All right, so that's our quick, I'm gonna raise you up here. That's our really fast. That was like the fastest I've ever done it. It took much longer to like put them down and label them and all that than it did to go through them. So are you all in camera? No, you're not. So let's see here if we can assess a little bit. What did I do? No, I hit something. All right, so there we go. Nope. Oh, messing with my camera here. All right, so let's see if there's any gaps. There's hardly any difference between these two colors. Sherbet and Sun Yellow. Let me flick on my other light so we can see here. Sherbet and Sun Yellow. So it might have been nice if they included different colors. I mean, Sherbet has a slightly greener, slightly greener tint to it. And I would have liked another orange maybe. I like the tangerine. I'm not sure what other oranges they have. Let's see. The reds seem good. I thought they would be more intense. Maybe I was not aggressive enough, or it could be the paper too. I was not aggressive enough with my lay down of color. Maybe I didn't put enough down, although here it seems more intense. Or it could just be that it's sucking into the paper. We don't know. Oh, the purples seem okay for a 36 set. Red, violet, fuchsia, mauve. Got a good range of blues, lots of greens. I don't know. So I don't know about the browns. They don't seem very dark to me, but maybe it's the paper. Maybe it's me not being aggressive enough with more lay down of color. I suspect it's the paper. And I really like the bark color. We kind of got a browny black, a greeny black, more of a true black, but it's really more gray. Well, that's charcoal gray, but it's a greeny gray, I should say. And a white. I don't know if the white will mix with other colors and make them pastel-y. I haven't experimented with that yet. The blend was pretty easy and quick. Didn't hurt my hand at all. Of course, it's always going to be a little dodgy in the yellow. That's the hardest to blend with anything. But the rest blended really well. Like, look at that blend right there. Probably could have skipped this color and just gone to the red violet from the chili, maybe. Would have been better. All right, so let's look at our satin glazing liquid test here to see what happened there. It's dry. I'll zoom you in, and we'll do, sorry, I shook the camera. We'll do a test to see if it's permanent, see if we can lift it at all. Yep. So basically, they're not going to be, as I suspected, they're not going to be permanent on the satin glazing liquid. But they are, let's check vibrancy here. They seem a little more vibrant here on the treated paper. Let's see. All right, so we got mauve. There and there. Yep, it's a little more vibrant on the treated paper. Violet, same thing, and baked earth. Baked earth. Yes, they're all a little bit more vibrant on the treated paper, probably because the pigment's not getting sucked into the paper because it's not really watercolor paper. So yeah, we're off to a positive start here. I think I can't wait to try these in some books. I'll probably try it both maybe in some treated pages and some untreated pages, and probably they're not going to work as well on Amazon paper as they would in other coloring books with better paper. So I'm anxious to try them in different things. And I don't know, like if I let this dry, I don't know that I'm going to test it, but if I let this dry and tried it again, like would I rip a hole in the paper or not? If you know, let me know. So yeah, so there's my first impressions, my swatching of my Inktense. If you have any good tips, you've been using it for a while, please put them in the comments. Let us all know. All right, I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.